What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about new DLC dropping in Cold War tomorrow, potential secret update, and some other surprise announcements. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and make sure you have notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Cold War Year 2, Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, and any other future Call of Duty as well. Real quickly, as a reminder, for the remainder of the month of May, you can get $50 off any order over $200 over at aimcontrollers.com when you go ahead and use code DYNAMITE. Special promo for the rest of the month to celebrate the fact they have new products on the way. Other than that, my aim controller discount is usually just 10% off any order over 50 bucks. Hopefully that makes things clear. And also when it comes to GFUEL, another great announcement, quick ad inserts. From May 5th today until May 9th, you can get 30% off any order over on their website when you use code DYNAMITE, and also take advantage of that little discount with the brand new Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness flavor. I'm actually gonna see the movie tonight, so hopefully you guys do enjoy it if you're gonna watch it tonight for the special premiere. I'm looking forward to it, but first and definitely foremost, when it comes to the news about Cold War Year 2, I ended up calling it, right? Jungle is in fact going to be releasing tomorrow over in multiplayer and will come with a 24/7 playlist. Treyarch went ahead and broke the news over on their Twitter account today. It was at about, I think, 1 p.m. Central, so an hour after the usual Call of Duty marketing time, which is awesome. And the reason I called it is because I was theorizing that because Operation Monarch is releasing next week, and that'll be the entire focus of that week for Call of Duty, for Warzone, for the bundles, I'm like, it's either now or never when it comes to a Year 2 update. It's either they do it this week or we have to wait a couple more weeks until it finally comes out. And what do you know, right? Jungle is finally going to be releasing, and I'll be streaming everything tomorrow at around noon. I'll probably do a countdown before that, and we'll go ahead and go for some nukes. We'll do some open lobbies and do the best that we can over in some matches of this new map. Now, Treyarch also provided a sneak peek little preview of the map loading screen, the layout, and they do this all the time when a new map is about to come out over in multiplayer. It's tradition at this point with the way they drop DLC for Cold War. I'm very excited about that. And obviously there's other bits of gameplay out there on the internet of people force loading and hacking their way into the new multiplayer experience, and the map looks incredible. But obviously in the spicy gameplay that's out there of the map, it's not the complete final version, so be aware that the spicy gameplay out there might not look as good as the real official version that's going to be dropping at some point tomorrow afternoon. But I'm sure when the next patch rolls around for Year 2 featuring all the other bundles that we know are coming, they'll probably drop some hints, and people out there will probably find references to any other DLC remastered multiplayer maps, which I think are going to be Firing Range and Summit to kind of close off the whole Back in Black theme that every Black Ops has had since, what, BO2, BO3? I'll keep you guys updated with anything that happens with those maps. But you guys know what else is happening tomorrow, right? According to Scoopers and the bundle schedule that was found, tomorrow is also the release date of the Lazar bundle, featuring the new SMG as a part of the pack and the free weapon unlock that you can go ahead and do in multiplayer or zombies. Now, the reason why that completely makes sense is because if you look at the way WMD came out, that map was also scheduled to release the same day as the Vargo assault rifle, as well as the Mastercraft bundle tied to that weapon. So if they do that tomorrow with Lazar and the launch of Jungle, it would be a very similar style update, and I would hope to see that again in the future for the remainder of 2022, where every time a new multiplayer map comes out, it'll be on the same day as the new weapon and possibly even a new operator skin. And hopefully there's no delays this time. Obviously, the last time when they confirmed Jungle was coming out on a Friday, WMD ended up getting delayed at the very last minute. Activision's like, yeah, you gotta change those flags around the map so that they're not referencing the Soviet Union, change them to Perseus. That took a couple of weeks, but at least the gun still came out on that day along with the Mastercraft. So tomorrow we're gonna have some fun on stream, right? Playing some Jungle and then taking a look at the new Lazar bundle along with the upcoming SMG. Now, other than that, when it comes to the bundle schedule, we know that May 20th is supposedly gonna be the launch of the Pharaoh of Death pack, which is for Salah, an ultra animated skin. That's gonna be great. I mean, that bundle is absolutely stacked. And in regards to the other bundles that we know exist and just were found recently, that'll likely be paired with the mid-season update for Season 3 in June, or it'll end up being something we see later in Season 4. But regardless, right, more Year 2 updates are inevitable because of this fact alone that these other bundles aren't coming out yet. We still don't even have a launch date for the Stockpile pack, which features the RGB Stryker skin, some of those blueprints, the Beachside Bullets reactive pack. That's likely tied to a Days of Summer Summer event. And if you guys are like, wait, Days of Summer? Yeah, we've had a Days of Summer event nearly every year for the past, 6 years, I would say, for Call of Duty. Something has happened that's pretty special around the summertime, whether it's a new set of weapons, special bundles, or a summer-themed multiplayer map being added. So I wouldn't be shocked if Cold War Year 2 at least just gets the stockpile bundles, right? There's 2 of them that can coincide with a summer theme that I'm sure is also going to be impacting some upcoming Vanguard content, and even maybe for Warzone. Considering Caldera is an island, Days of Summer would fit pretty well on that map. Now, if you guys are like, wait, what about Onslaught support? Will that exist for Jungle? And here's the thing, nobody knows, and I'm going to assume right now, if there is Onslaught support added to Jungle, it probably won't launch tomorrow, but there's images out there already of people force loading that in. And for the 12 Onslaught maps that are unreleased, we know that Foxhound himself went ahead and said they just have not passed significant testing to warrant a release, even though when you've seen early gameplay of those maps, they look like they work just fine. But with that could be something that maybe they have time to do at some point in the future, because I get it, right? If you're not a multiplayer guy, then you might not be looking forward to the update tomorrow, but at least you had the Lazar bundle, supposedly at least, right? With the new UGR SMG, and if that bundle doesn't come out tomorrow, then hopefully the bundle schedule isn't too far off from the official release. Should be by this weekend the latest. I think that's the goal here, is to get that out before Operation Monarch begins with the launch of those other Godzilla bundles. But there's also images being posted of all of the wonder weapons from Cold War Zombies being featured in other maps, right? So it doesn't look like cross-map wonder weapons are in the pipeline right now, at least from Treyarch. I mean, it looks like everything works properly in terms of getting the different variants and ammo types for the Cerberus and also for the Chrysalax. It looks like that all works, but obviously kind of breaks continuity a little bit with the storyline in Cold War Zombies, so I get why they're probably not going to come out. However, if you throw them into Outbreak at least, that would be cool, since Outbreak already features everything anyway. I get not doing it for the other round-based maps, obviously, but for Outbreak, I think it would be fair, and maybe that's something that also gets added in, because like I said with the Super Easter Egg last week, Cold War Year 2 is far from over, right? Obviously, multiplayer has more in the pipeline, we have more bundles, weapons, and I think when it comes to zombies, I think little things will still be added in, whether it's unreleased Onslaught maps, or something as simple as a wonder weapon update in at least Outbreak. Now, something crazy that got found and reported the other day is a potential Terminator event, which may now be canceled, and I'm gonna assume that if it got canceled, it's because Vanguard isn't doing great, and Activision is like, hey, why go ahead and do an event as big as a Terminator one in a game like Vanguard? I think Operation Monarch will be fine, it will be successful, because it's really centered around Warzone, not Vanguard at all for the most part, and we of course have images of what looks like little operator previews and finishing moves and whatnot, which really do resemble moments from the Terminator, and that's why we're like, okay, that may have been either just a little reference at one point where it's like, hey, right, just to throw some references out there of a fan favorite movie, here's something similar to the Terminator. But then we have a theory that was written out by HSN saying that the Mecha Godzilla pack was actually meant to be a Terminator pack, and it makes sense since Terminators are able to travel back in time at any point. It also explains how the dismemberment effect of the Mecha Godzilla weapons are turning them into robotic bones. We then have verified scooper Codsploit Leaks saying that the theory makes sense considering the fact that there's been a codename for Terminator stuff since Vanguard's launch. So yeah, it looks like that was probably the case. They ended up going with Attack on Titan instead for the crossover. That also likely didn't really perform that great, since there was supposedly an event planned for Attack on Titan and Vanguard that also got canceled. So yeah, as of right now, Vanguard is the king of canceled content. Now, speaking of Codsploits, he also posted some previews last night of 2 upcoming bundles, which we're not going to see for quite some time. The first one is the Yokai Kitsune pack, featuring red and gold tracer fire, and there's quite a bit going on here with this bundle. The blueprints do look pretty good, and overall Kitsune is a pretty cool character that I was pretty fond of in the Season 5 cutscene. I mean, she was badass, had dual wield Tech 9s, which I'm surprised also never came out, thank God by the way, because if they ever do, that'll probably be the meta, unless the new UGR SMG ends up taking the Tech 9's place, which is also possible. But I guess my question for you guys is, what happened to Kitsune and the other villains that Stitch put together as a team throughout the post-launch story? They never really followed up on what happened to them, and I'm curious if that's being saved for the next Black Ops game, or if they did die off screen over in Verdansk or something where, yeah, Adler and his crew went ahead, killed every one of Stitch's friends and allies, and then went ahead and took Stitch down towards the very end of the Season 6 outro cinematic cutscene. But I just find it crazy that all of the bundles that we've seen so far for Year 2, minus like 1 or 2, have been stacked with tracers, reactives, mastercrafts, crazy operator skins, or cool themes, even DLC weapons, it's been awesome to see how the year 2 bundles, if anything, are even a little bit better than the year 1 bundles that we got for Black Ops Cold War. We then got a preview of the Fuse Scrap bundle, which is also interesting because Fuse doesn't have many skins in Cold War at all. I think he only has 1 or 2 tops. And you know that they would only add in additional skins or bundles for a certain character if that character had sold bundles before, had performed well financially for Activision. So it's cool to see what they're doing here with Fuse. He's also a character that had an unknown fate after the Season 6 cutscene, right? He was helping Stitch plant bombs around Verdansk, and this bundle is also pretty stacked. Now, this bundle also feels like it has kind of a summer theme to it, and the blueprints feature blue and red tracer fire, which is awesome. We also have some other cosmetics, right? Vehicle skins, a watch, a horn, and some other cool stuff in there, but this reminds me clearly of this other junkyard-looking skin, which I believe has disappeared from Cold War. I saw a few comments lately asking me about what happened to that bundle. I have a video covering it. Here's a thumbnail of what that bundle used to look like. It's no longer available to purchase in-game unless it's bugged for certain people and not others. Let me know if you've seen this bundle lately down below in the comments. It's one of the rarer ones that just disappeared for no reason, and sometimes there's bugs that even Treyarch doesn't notice for quite some time. Maybe it'll return at some point, but I guess to get your fix on a ScrapHead junkyard type pack, we at least have this tracer pack coming for Fuse at some point, maybe in June. Now here's a report that you guys probably didn't expect either. Activision Blizzard is getting sued again. Yeah, this time it's not from the state of California, but the state of New York, because New York is claiming that Bobby Kotick wanted to rush into the Microsoft deal to avoid being liable for the company's issues. Not a coincidence, right, that everything went to behind the scenes for Activision. It's been for years, but things really the bed this past summer. And then what happened, right? All of a sudden, their stock collapses, and they're like, hey, somebody might want to buy into the dip. And what do you know? Microsoft puts in a bid, they win the bid, and I think Microsoft hopefully has good intentions to clean up the space. They know it's a crazy good opportunity to own Activision as a publisher, but at what cost, right? Because then that means Bobby Kotick and several other executives get to walk away scot-free and free of accountability for what they did, while also making a big-ass bag on the deal itself. So that's the thing. It goes back to a point I've been making for a while, right? Do you want Bobby Kotick and the executives to stay in power and continue making money, or do you want them to leave and make some money? But hopefully when they leave and make some money, they also get held accountable for the actions that they did at some point soon. And I'm glad New York is at least holding them accountable for that, because it definitely looks crazy, right? As they wrote, Kotick will be able to escape liability and accountability entirely and will instead continue to serve as an executive after the merger closes. That's not good. I'm hoping that something happens, some type of workaround where, yeah, they think they can walk away scot-free, but then, you know, there's somebody at the door with handcuffs waiting for them after the deal closes. That's likely a fairy tale that's not going to happen, but one can hope, right? Now, the lawsuit also says that Kotick rushed into Microsoft's $95 a share offer because of how much money he would make, and that the board accepted an offer with 30 days of the Wall Street Journal's report in November of what was happening internally. So yeah, there's no coincidence here, and I think those out there can even put on a tinfoil hat and say, yeah, even Microsoft was in on it. They knew what was going on. They don't care about the work environment behind the scenes. They just want to buy in because they know they're going to make a crap ton of money once they own all the Activision IPs. We can think about that all day, but I have faith in Phil Spencer to clean up this mess, but I really do hope that the state of California and New York, as corrupt as they could be sometimes, will also play a part in holding Bobby Kotick responsible, if at all. Now, I think the lawsuit also comes as a result of Activision Blizzard asking shareholders to vote against a proposal that would require them to provide a report that New York State requested on workplace discrimination, harassment, and other issues. The company says they are being transparent already without the need for a report. How does that sound to you guys, right? Not good. And I'm sure New York heard that and was like, yeah, we're filing a lawsuit. We're done with this crap. So that's what's going on. Little update on Activision Blizzard. It's kind of crappy news. I don't want to ruin the vibe of the good news that we got today about year 2 for Cold War, but there you have it. Now, to end off this video, I want to include something that I almost forgot to mention, and that is a little response to the people out there saying, oh my god, Jungle's a lazy port. Why are they adding this? We played the map for years already. Here's my response to that. So with WMD at least, we only got one remaster of that map, and that was in Black Ops 4 behind the paywall with the Black Ops Pass. So I think people out there that complained about WMD getting added to Cold War, they were just silly. I mean, how many times you played WMD in your life? Was it Black Ops 1 over a decade ago? Or was it through the limited playlist in Black Ops 4 that also disappeared because there was quite a few DLC maps that a lot of people also didn't buy. So there was that. But with Jungle, look, I get it. It was in Black Ops 1. It skipped BO2, but then it was in BO3 and 4 back to back, right? DLC 6 for BO3 featured a Jungle Remaster, and then it was also at launch for Black Ops 4 multiplayer, let alone Jungle Flooded. They got added towards the end of BO4's life cycle. So I get it if you're tired of Jungle. I respect that. But for Cold War, it's a free update. You don't have to pay a dime for it. You don't have to play it if you don't want to. And with year 2 altogether, people are probably still expecting quote-unquote new maps, but don't forget how many things Treyarch are juggling at once right now. Not only a little bit of year 2 content for this game, but they're clutching up Vanguard for Sledgehammer with Ranked and Zombies. They're working on some other classified projects that should be coming out or getting announced at some point soon. The next Call of Duty altogether for 2024. I mean, they're doing all of this at once. They're actually juggling more than I think any other studio right now, and are supposedly helping with something, whether it's polishing or some mode in Modern Warfare 2. So cut us some slack, right? If you're like, oh, I'm so tired of these reused maps, don't play it. It's really that simple. It's just something free and something they didn't have to add at all, but they're doing it, right? It might be an easy port from BO4, but so be it. Port all the remasters from BO4. Give us Launch, give us Havana, Grind, give us everything. And definitely Firing Range and Summit, because I'm sure they want to actually tie a bow around the Back in Black DLC here in Cold War. We got all the Back in Black maps in BO3 and 4, might as well do it in Cold War as well, because why not? But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on Jungle releasing tomorrow over in multiplayer? Do you think the Lazar bundle with the new UGR weapon is also coming out? And also, what are your thoughts on the Activision Blizzard lawsuit from New York? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.